Welcome back, everyone. I'm so glad you're here with me today because we've got one of the most emotional, nerve-shredding, and shocking hours of Dexter Resurrection to talk about. This is episode 9, titled Touched by an Angel. And honestly, I don't think I've ever been this floored after watching an installment of this revival series. Every time I think the show has peaked, it finds a way to dig deeper into Dexter's psyche, crank the tension higher, and break our hearts all over again. And that's what this episode did. So first off, welcome. Whether you've been following along with my reviews from the start, or if you're just joining in now, I want to say thank you. This community we've been building around these episode breakdowns have been one of the most fun and exciting parts of reliving Dexter's world. And with Touched by an Angel, we're not just talking about another strong episode, we're talking about something that hits as hard as Rita's death in season 4, something that will leave fans shaking for years. The episode wastes no time. We pick up right after that tense dinner with Dexter and Harrison, interrupted by Leon Prader's arrival. That scene alone sets the tone for everything that follows. Prader pulls up a chair, makes himself at home, and immediately shows he's not just a background presence. He's dangerous, curious, and is circling Dexter and Harrison like a predator who smells blood. What I loved here is how it forces Dexter into quick thinking. He can't let Prader linger too close to Harrison, so he gets him outside. And out there, in the dimly lit backlot of the restaurant, they have one of those razor-sharp conversations where every word is laced with threat. Dexter's trying to push Prader away from Harrison while keeping his cover as red, and Prader still doesn't fully realize the danger of who he's dealing with. It's masterful cat-and-mouse writing, and all the while, Angel Batista is in the background, lurking, snapping photos, secretly refusing to let go of his obsession. Right from the start, you know this episode is going to push things to the breaking point. Then Dexter does what only Dexter can. He gets Harrison out of there fast and finally lays all of his cards on the table. This is where the episode absolutely shines, in the father and son dynamic. Dexter tells Harrison everything. He reveals who Leon Prader really is, explains the serial killer ring, and admits his infiltration as Red, and even confesses of both the tattoo collector and the Gemini killer. And Harrison's reaction is so layered. He's shaking, sure, but also impressed. There's this paradox at the heart of their relationship. Dexter's darkness terrifies him, yet he's fascinated by it. The writing really captured that complicated bond, and Michael C. Hall and Jack Alcott's performances sell it completely. You feel the weight of every word, and you know Harrison's faith in his dad is being tested in real time. But it doesn't let up. At the hotel, Charlie checks in under Prader's orders, and this is where the episode pulls the rug out from under you. She flashes her badge at Harrison, probing him, trying to get the information, but Harrison handles it like a pro, covering himself smoothly. He calls Dexter, and then we get one of the best sequences of the episode. Dexter breaking into Charlie's apartment. The tension is unbearable because you know he's about to do something ruthless, and sure enough, he ambushes her in her own car. The scene is pure Dexter. Calm, chilling precision. He puts a blade to her neck, threatening her with that quiet menace only he can pull off. And then the truth spills. Charlie's not loyal to Prader by choice. He's funding her mother's medical treatment, manipulating her vulnerability. This revelation adds such a tragic edge to the scene. Dexter decides to let her live, but sends a crystal clear message. Stay away from Harrison. It's an absolutely fantastic sequence, gripping, tragic, and so true to what makes Dexter who he is. Meanwhile, Angel Batista keeps pushing, even when he's told to stop. This is where the heartbreak really starts to build. Wallace strips him out of his badge for impersonation. Knight and Oliva dismiss his warnings and is essentially thrown out of the investigation. But Batista won't give up. He's still fighting, still trying to bring the truth to light. When he hands over those photos of Dexter and Prader, it feels like his last desperate chance. And when no one listens, it hurts. Batista is one of the most loyal and good-hearted characters in Dexter's world, so watching him be sidelined is just brutal. But it also sets up his inevitable collision with Dexter and Prader. And then we get to the gala. This whole sequence is nerve-wracking. Dexter arrives with one call: kill Prader. But of course, it's never that easy. Prader knows the truth. He's known who Dexter is all along, and now he wants to test them in the most twisted way possible. Batista shows up at the worst time possible, calling Dexter out as the Bay Harbor Butcher, and instead of turning against him, Prader embraces it. He sees Dexter as the ultimate prize, the ultimate ally. But then comes the ultimatum. To prove himself, Dexter must kill Batista. This is one of the most powerful moral crossroads in Dexter's entire journey. Batista isn't just another obstacle, he's a friend, a symbol of Dexter's old life, a man who represents law, justice, and humanity. Dexter's code won't let him do it. He refuses, but then Batista turns on him, tries to choke him in betrayal. Driven by his rage at the Bay Harbor Butcher, finally exposed. And that's when the unthinkable happens. Leon Prader pulls the trigger and kills Angel Batista. I can't stress enough how devastating this moment is. Batista's death hit me harder than almost anything since Rita. Watching him die, hearing his final words, Dexter Morgan, F you. It broke me. He's been with us since the very beginning, and seeing them taken out like this, betrayed, brutalized, and dismissed is gut-wrenching. The scene lingers. Dexter locked in that vault with Batista's dying body, blindsided and betrayed. It's one of the most sad and powerful moments in the entire franchise. At the time the credits rolled, I was a wreck. Touched by an Angel isn't just a strong episode, it's a masterpiece. It's bold, heartbreaking, brilliantly paced, and it pushes Dexter into new, terrifying territory. I haven't been this shaken since season 4, and I know a lot of fans are going to feel the same way. So that's what I thought, but now I want to hear what you think. Did Batista's death hit you as hard as it hit me? Was Dexter right to spare him, even if it cost him everything? Where do you see things going in these final episodes? Drop your thoughts and theories in the comments. I can't wait to hear them.